We want a new president, not Obama. We want someone who's going to help our country get back on its feet.
More than 700 people crammed into the Commons area at Camas High School on Saturday to vote in this year's Republican caucus, where presidential candidate Mitt Romney handily won the event's straw poll. The event was representative of all 23 Camas precincts, and a total of 616 votes were cast for the four remaining GOP presidential candidates: Mitt Romney, Ron Paul, Rick Santorum, and Newt Gingrich. The turnout was much larger than expected and pressured party organizers to move the proceedings to the main Commons area in the center of the school. This caused about an hour delay and kept voters waiting outside for long periods of time, until the registration and precinct tables could be repositioned. Upon entrance, voters registered their names, addresses, contact information, and presidential preference. Once settled into the new area, the precincts gathered separately and reviewed party caucus rules. Each precinct voter acknowledged their presidential preference and whether they would want to be delegates to the county convention held on March 3rd. Here's how the votes tallied. Mitt Romney got 275 votes, or 44.65% of the total. Ron Paul second with 146 votes, or 23.7%. Rick Santorum, 132 votes, 21.4%. And Newt Gingrich, 63 votes, or 10.2%.
I believe that he is the best candidate to support my political views as far as limited government and his view on social issues and how to square our deficit.
What do you think he'll do in Washington State today?
Well, he did really well in 2008, so I suspect he'll do real well again. He's got a good, solid organization here that has done a good job of getting people out.
The current issues, what most concerns you about our nation right now?
I would say the track that we're on fiscally is the greatest concern.
You think we're heading off a cliff?
Well, we may have already started going off the cliff a few years back, and I don't see it getting any better until we learn to live within our means. What
about Ron Paul do you like most?
His consistency.
Can you give an example?
Well, he's remained consistent in his views. He doesn't change with the political winds or based on polling data or whatever. He has stuck to his core beliefs, whether they're in fashion or not at the time.
We are Romney supporters, and we're here because we think it's really important that we show our voice or have a voice in the process. It was laid out for us, and we feel like as citizens and community members that we need to take part in the voting process. And we support Romney because fiscally and socially, we just think that he has some good ideas, and he stands for a lot of positive topics, and he also wants to focus on the economy, and that's the biggest thing for us. Do you agree?
Oh, I totally agree. Yeah, it's not just the economy, but I believe he has the experience to help create jobs, and that's really important to me right now. I know a lot of people. I graduated from school here a few years ago. Went back and got my degree, and a lot of people that I went to school with are still looking for jobs. And in my heart, I just feel for them, and so that's a really important thing to me as well.
It's very interesting. I've never been into one before, so it's a little complex. I don't totally understand everything that's going on from now till the caucus in the state, but it's heartwarming to see the turnout that we've had, and it's very interesting.
Who are you here to support?
I'm here to support Rick Santorum. He's the closest thing to, he's a social conservative, which I consider myself to be both a social and economic conservative, and he's the candidate that I most identify with.
The precincts voted on a predetermined number of delegates, which were apportioned by the population of their respective precincts. For example, Precinct 960 voted on 7 delegates and 7 alternates. Of those 7 delegates, 4 are Romney supporters, while 3 are Santorum supporters. They will go on to the county convention on March 31st and cast their votes for the respective candidates. Dewar was elected as a delegate from Precinct 960 to move forward to the county convention. The county will vote again on March 31st on which delegates to represent specific candidates at the state convention, which then choose the delegates to represent Washington State at the GOP National Convention this summer in Florida. It's a pretty complicated process, and the caucus is politics at its most raw. Who are you here to support?
Romney. Well, I feel like his experience as a businessman is going to help us financially as a nation, and we need that.
Do you think that's the number one priority for you?
Politically speaking? That and security for the nation.
Well, we need a president who is able to define exactly what he should be doing as president. This president is, our current president, unfortunately, is an apologist for the values and standards that we have that traditionally has made this nation great. Romney is a man who has the experience and background and character to be able to accomplish this. And I think that he can have the appeal of the common people, which is what this caucus is all about. The common people are coming out and raising their voices.
Why do you think we're built to capacity and beyond right here?
Well, the press would like us to believe that there's no enthusiasm for the Republican candidates. I think this shows to the contrary. There's a great deal of enthusiasm. And in our state, we're speaking out.
Out of 616 votes cast at the GOP Camas Caucus, Mitt Romney won with 275 votes, getting 44.6% of the total. Ron Paul, 23.7%, Rick Santorum, 21.4%, and Newt Gingrich, 10.2%.